All right, today I'm going to show you what sorting is, why it's important, and how to do it in your documents. But stick around towards the end because I'm going to show you some tricks with sorting that you've probably never seen before. Here we go. All right, what is sorting? You probably have all seen it before, but at its simplest, sorting allows you to reorder the order in which your rows are on this table. It's really easy to do here inside of Coda. You press this sort, and then you're going to be able to add a sort to any of the columns on your table. So for example, if I want to show all of my high priority ones at the top, I can come in here and push my priority. Right now it's showing low. I have one more option here. I've got ascending and descending. Let's put it descending, and now I have my high priority on the top. Or maybe we want to see all of our product features for our company where the most recently updated ones are at the top. Once again, we're going to add sorting. You can also add it from a column level. So this is when it's last updated. I'm going to go ahead and click on the column options. I'm going to sort it descending. That ensures that the most recently updated features are at the top. One more, let's go in here and look at feature requests. These are feature requests that we have from different clients about our product. And based off of all the different clients who've made these feature requests, we're summing up the revenue connected to that request. Well, I want to see what are the most impactful changes we can make to our product. We can do that easily via sorting. Let's go ahead and sort this column descending. You'll notice here I'm using grouping. And when I use grouping, sorting happens within the group. So even though 6 million is higher than 5 million, it's going to sort within the group itself. If I turn off grouping, if I go here and ungroup that column, now I'll have a total sorted set. Another way that we can set sort is actually to stack sorts. So let's sort here on this table. Let's go back to product features, and we're going to sort within priority. So now it's sorted where the 3s are at the top, then the 2s, then the 1s. We're going to sort the effort within it. So let's move back to sort, and you notice I can add these. This is going to be called stacking sorting. I'm going to stack the estimated effort within, and I'm going to stack that descending as well. So now you can see that within my 3 grouping, so these are all 3, I move down from 7 all the way down to 3. And then the moment I get to the first 2, it re-puts the highest effort to the top. So that's what I mean by stacking of your sorting. Because this one is second in the list, the priority sorting being first will take priority in terms of how things are actually sorted. So that is sorting at its simplest. But now let's start to look at some more unique and custom ways that we can begin sorting our tables and even our groups. All right, let's look at our user impact column here. If we want to sort this, sorting in Coda can either be done on numeric columns or alphabetic columns. Of course, if it's alphabetic, it's going to sort by A to Z or Z to A. If it's numeric, it's going to sort by lowest to highest. But this is a unique case where I have user impact for a feature, medium, high, and low. You can see those are my 3 options. What if I want high to be at the top, medium to be in the middle, and then low? You'll see if I just sort by the user impact. Let's look where that user impact is. There we go. It's going to shove medium to the top, then low, then high. It's not what we want. If I do it ascending, same thing, high, then low, then medium. So the question is here, how do we get high, then medium, then low? We're going to create either a formula or a helper table. So one way we could do it is just insert another column and make it a formula to call user impact sort. And we can use a formula on this column. So we can insert that formula here. And we'll use a switch if. I'll say if user impact is high, then put 3. If user impact is medium, put 2. And if user impact is low, put 1. There we go. And then now that this is a number column, we can actually sort off of that, user impact sort. We're going to sort it descending, and then we don't need this column to be visible in order to sort off it. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and hide that. There we go. Easy enough. But that might be harder for your users to change later on. Or if you don't want to write a big formula, that can be really obnoxious. So I'm going to show you what I think is an easier way to accomplish this kind of custom sorting for these kind of text values. So you'll see here that this is a select list. So this is usually done on select lists. And what I'm going to do here is change my select list into a table and create a new column on it in order to sort by. So first off, let's go and erase that column that we had just to get rid of it, to try something new. I can turn this select list into a table under the edit column options here, convert to a table. This little blue link, it's going to ask you what you want the table to be named and where you want it. I'm going to put it in a new page just to be clear about what we're doing here. So new page, I've got a page called user impact. We'll give it a nice little icon there. And then we're going to give it a rank. So now I've got another column, and you can imagine this is going to be easier to modify. I don't have to write a big formula with switch if. If I've got, 100 values here, I don't want to write 100 value switch if formula. So I'm just going to rank this as 3 and 2 and 1. And then I can go back to my product features and add that as a related column. You'll see now that this medium chip has a rank within it. I can just hover over that and add that column. Now I got my rank. I will sort by my rank. So let's sort by that rank, descending. And now we've got high, medium, and low. All right, we've got 2 more things to cover, and stick around because the last one is going to be really cool. We're going to cover grouping, sorting within groups, and then we're going to cover custom sorting. Right now, sorting is kind of managed here at this level, but we're going to show you how your users can adjust sortings for themselves. So let's go ahead and look first at sorting within groups. If I'm going to sort within groups, let's first go group something here. Let's group our feature requests by revenue. So these are all feature requests that are connected to a feature. I'm going to go ahead and group this column. And now I have these groups. I don't care about sorting the rows within the groups. What I want to do right now is sort, let's take this off, my groups themselves. So if I come here, you'll see that I can just manually, nope, can't order them. Reorder there. So if I go to my sorting options, I've got a couple different options. Source table order reversed, ascending and descending. Because this is an alpha column, meaning that it's using alphabet characters and not numbers, if I go to ascending, you'll see that A comes and then B and then C. Obviously descending is opposite. Source table order, this one can be confusing for people because if I go back to my source table, you'll see that collaborative editing comes, well, there we go. Collaborative editing comes first. So if I go back here and I want project road mapping, if I try to remove it, I can't. But I can come back to product features and move road mapping to the top. There we go. And now project road mapping is on the top here as well. So a lot of people think that if I go ahead and just simply sort this, so for example, if I sort this by the feature name, so now A, B, C, that this would also be sorted because that's the order of the table, right? Not true. When this says source table order, what that means is the order of the source table if it doesn't have sorts on it. So my source table, this is the source, does have a sort on it. So what Coda is respecting for these groupings is going to be the order of the table if it did not have a sort on it. So what your options here then are, if I go to sort, are to sort ascending, descending, clear sort. I can also go here and press sort, feature, custom. Custom then allows me to drag these around and move collaborative editing down. All right, that's gonna be our sorting within groups. We're gonna cover one more thing, and this is user-based sorting. It's a really cool trick. You're gonna learn some really kind of tricky Coda stuff going on here, so follow along with me. You're gonna learn some Coda skills. Let's go for it. So let's come here and let's say that we wanna give our users the option, even if there's 100 people looking at this, maybe people care about different things at different moments. Maybe somebody wants to go by priority and another person wants to sort by estimated effort. Well, instead of creating 2 views for that, let's create a way for users to sort it out. So first, let's create on our canvas. This part of our Coda doc is called our canvas. I'm going to create a select. Put that, it gives me options. This is personal. Personal means that other people's changes will not affect other people working on the doc. So multiple people can use this at the same time. I'm going to put the two things that I want to sort by, and I want to sort by priority or estimated effort or no sort. I won't do no sort right now. Let's delete that. So let's do estimated effort. You do not have to match the column names. You could call this estimated effort if you want. That's okay. You just need to rely on one name and then not change it. So let's put those there. And then I've got two options here. Let's put this sort table and put it within a little call out. I usually put these just to make it clear. It just looks a little bit better as well. I can put this sort option here, and now it provides a clear interface for them to be able to sort things. This doesn't work off the bat, right? You'll see that no changes are happening. So now we need to code this table to connect with that control to sort via that control. So let's go ahead and hide this. And we're going to make a new column in here called, I usually call it sort. It's very clear. It's this column that we're going to sort by. We're later going to hide this, but right now I'm going to keep it visible. So I'm going to make this a formula. I can do that here. Shortcut for you is to click the column header and press the equal button on your keyboard. It brings up a formula right away. I'm going to use a switch if. We looked at this earlier, but how we're going to work with switch ifs is we're going to say if select one. You'll see now that that highlights in green. That's showing me that I am referencing this. Pro tip for you, if you do have a large doc with a lot of these in it, it may be hard to find. You can provide this a name. So I'm going to call this select custom sort. Okay, so now you'll see here, if I go back to this formula, it says if select custom sort is equal to priority, then this column should show the priority value. Okay, you'll see what that means in a moment if that's unclear to you. And lastly, we're going to say if select custom sort is equal to estimated effort, then show the estimated effort value. Okay, so now you'll see here, this is showing 1 because right now I'm on priority. This is a 1, this is a 1, this is a 3, this is a 3. The moment I turn to estimated effort, you'll see that this sort changes based off this. Wonderful. So now you can probably see the end, but we're also going to give our users the ability to turn this to ascending or descending because we don't want it to just be ascending. We want to give them the options here as well. So I'm going to create a button for that. And I'm going to then also create a supporting control called a checkbox. Okay, I'm going to call this sort checkbox. And I'm going to call, I don't need to call this button anything. All right, so let's then on click. We're going to make this button do a couple different things. If the sort checkbox is equal to true, then set the control value of the sort checkbox to false. So we're just switching it. We're going to turn it on and off with this button. And you'll see in a moment why this is important. If that is not true, we are going to set the control value of the sort checkbox to true. All right. So now let's do this for a second. Let's give it a quick label. And you'll see as I press this, it should go on and off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Great, we're almost there. Now we got to connect this checkbox to this column so that it flips the values and we'll be able to sort accordingly. So let's give it, first off, let's get a nice little arrow. Let's do emoji, arrow down. There we go. So down, I'm going to give this a label too. So it helps the user know if they're ascending or descending. I'm going to say if checkbox is true, then make the label here that. If not, make the label. Now we need the up arrow. So I'm going to do another emoji and make arrow up, 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 up. I'm going to copy that, delete it, push it into our label. This is kind of cool. You're going to see now, if I erase this icon, you'll see that this arrow goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Small little trick. You don't need to do that. It's just nice for your users to see. Next, the last thing we're going to do is not an estimated effort. On our sort, we now need to make this respect our checkbox. So we're going to open this formula and make it a bit bigger, format it. So first off, let's say if It's priority. Okay, well then we're going to do something. We're going to say if it's priority, then if the checkbox, the sort checkbox, is equal to true, then we're going to do priority. If not, we're going to do priority times -1. Multiplying by -1 is just going to flip that value, and you'll see that it'll work for our users to set that appropriately. Same thing here. If sort checkbox is equal to true, we're going to say priority, nope, estimated effort, and estimated effort times -1. Okay, wonderful. Let's then go ahead and push that down. All right, you'll see that that's working now. It's changing that. If I go to priority, move that, changes them to negatives. Now let's connect the table to sort by our new sort column. Boop. All right, so now let's see if it works. We are wanting to do priority sort down. Yep, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and hide this now. Take this checkbox. You can actually drag these to new pages. We don't need to see that. That can be hidden. And now what we're going to do is you could see the users can come in. Let's not allow them to add new options or blank. And starting value is priority. Okay, great, wonderful. So now I've got our select, and the users can come in and they can search by priority, ascending or descending, or they can sort by estimated effort, ascending, 8 days. I can turn it down to 2 days. This is actually probably opposite, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip this around here. False. Now you'll see we got that ascending, 2 days, effort, priority. Last small thing I'm going to do is simply take this, advanced, and turn off that, and I'm ready to go. Now I've provided custom sorting for my user across this table, and you can do this over any number of columns that you want. And the only thing you need to sort off in here is based off this sort. Hope you enjoyed those tips and tricks. Check out our other videos and let us know if you have any questions about sorting in the comments below.